Alright, listen up, Buttercup. Sit down, buckle up, we're going for a ride. Vroom, vroom. I am your friendly neighborhood INFP, and today we are talking about how easy it is to befriend an INFP. It's not. It's not. Now, you may think you are friends with an INFP. You may think you get along with an INFP. You may think everything is cool between you and that INFP. And for the most part, that may be true. But does that INFP consider you their friend? Well, that depends on how long the INFP has known you, how close the INFP has gotten to you, how many secrets the INFP is willing to share with you, how many things the INFP is willing to do for you. It depends on a lot. And C.S. Lewis, another INFP, despite what other crazy people might say, did once say that he had tiers of friendship. There was a friend of the first tier and a friend of the second tier. If I could find that clip, which I cannot, I would put it up here. But as I stated, I can't find the clip, and it's somewhere related to an interview they did between the friendship between C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't know which one that is. If you guys happen to find it, please send it my way. So, with that being said, INFPs are very picky when it comes to friends. Any INFP you meet will admit as to how picky it is when it comes to friend. We are extraordinarily selective. And although we may be easy to hang out with, although we may be easy to get along with, although you may want to bring us into a great and many wonderful things, that doesn't mean we consider you our friend. Also, if you only talk to us once a week, very big likelihood we're not going to consider you a friend. Just saying. Now, how are you able to tell if you're friends with an INFP, like truly a friend with an INFP, or if at least an INFP is trying to become your friend? I can only talk from personal experience here, but here are some examples. We notice a whole lot about you. We are trying to dissect every fiber of your mental being possible, your emotions, your thoughts, the way you do things, the way you dress. We are studying everything about you because we want to know you down to the core. That is one of the ways. You may not know that an INFP is doing this, but if you pay attention, they'll be very observant when they choose to be. Like, we can be also very unobservant and like not notice the surroundings at all. But when it comes to the people we really are close to, we try our best to understand them. That's just number one of the things. The second thing is that if one of your love languages is gifts, will go and present them with gifts. You will buy them things on their birthday. You will buy them things out of their birthday. You will take them places. You will find immense joy just giving. For example, it can get to the point where if you give an INFP a gift, they will return that 10 times over. An example of this is a thing that I did. It was, so I had a hard time when I was around 18 getting my hands on a PS2 because family related reasons. And so to find a loophole around the system, I was working at Walmart at the time. Horrible experience, but anyways, doesn't matter. To get around the situation, my friend had bought a PS2 Slim. And he was like, okay, look, I'm going to buy this PS2 Slim, and I'm going to give you my old PS2. And I was just like absolutely stunned and baffled by this and like amazed and so super thankful because I kind of wanted a PS2. But of course, arguments and all that would arise, so we went about roundabout fashion to where I'd be able to get one. That was a cool friend thing to do. So then afterwards, about, I don't know if it was like a year or two after, the Xbox 360 came out. And I told my friend that, and I had previously bought my sister a laptop. This was when I had I guess you could say things were in a better situation. So I bought my sister a laptop, and my friend's birthday was coming up, or my friend's birthday was before. Either case, year of extravagant presents is all I'm saying. Either way you work it, friend's birthday's coming up, and I was like, okay, he got me this, and that was like the coolest thing he could ever do. What can I do to repay him, even though I don't need to repay him, but I want to repay him for this immense kindness that he did. The Xbox 360 is coming out. I know he's been talking about that and would like to get it, but hasn't been like able to, or doesn't have the money for it. And this was when the Xbox 360, I think, was like $500. Yeah, it was crazy. Like when it first came out. And so I told my friend, I'm going to buy you the Xbox 360. And he's like, wait, you're going to do what? Why? And my response was, well, you remember the PS2 that you gave me? This is in return for that. This isn't a I'm paying you back sort of thing. This is, I am so thankful that I'm going to get you this present. And he was super thankful for the Xbox 360. I'm not a huge fan of the Xbox personally, but he wanted it. I got it. It was a cool thing. And so those are just like one example. Another example is with the artist who I am trying to become closer friends with, though it's really hard when you're like long distance, and by long distance I mean like I would say, let's see here, in the matter of states, it would be 3 states apart. In the matter, or in my case, 2 states in 1 province. I, in thankfulness to the things that she has done and is doing, spent time figuring out as much as I could about her, and sent her a package, a gift, on her birthday. Well, I made sure I sent it out before it like was her birthday, so that when it arrived, it would be her birthday. This was, once again, due to thankfulness. This is one of my love languages. I love giving gifts. And people always look at me weird because they're like, oh, well, you're just trying to buy friendship. Like, well, yes and no. I am trying to become friends with them, but in that process, I'm using my love language, which happens to be gifts. Do I do that all the time? No. Do I falter? Yes. But still, as an INFP, that is something, I don't know if other INFPs have that, but that's definitely one of mine. The other thing we'll do is potentially acts of service. We'll drive them places, we'll bring them places, we'll help them out when they need to be helped out, we'll be there for them right quick. And we will go through extraordinary amounts of effort. Now, problem with this is that people can take advantage of it. I'm pretty sure for some of you, alarm bells are already going off and going, wait a minute, there are like so many horrible people out there that could take it. Yeah, and it happens as well. And it's a thing that lingers, and it strikes an INFP to the core, because what we're trying to do is become friends, not be taken advantage of or tossed, in front of a bus, so to speak. And so in this way, an INFP is, I should say, trying to get closer, or to at least show that this is the kind of friend I am. This is the kind of thing I'm willing to do for you. However, not in the sense of manipulation, the INFP during that entire process is going to watch what you are going to do in return. If you are one of those people who mistreats the INFP and like backstabs them, or like betrays them, or takes advantage of them, At one point, it'll be so strong. We'll give you multiple chances, but at one point, we're like, no, we're done. We're gone. And we just out of there. And it's not like a big fight or anything. We're just gone. Like, you do not see us again, ever. If somebody asks what happened, well, you're like, okay, well, this is what happened. But usually it is you ghost them, essentially. Horrible thing to say, but that INFPs are terribly good at ghosting people, and I think when situations like this arise, Heidi Priebe had a wonderful saying for this, which she coined, which is the phi repulsion switch. Is you become so repulsed by that thing that you want nothing to do with it, and you have nothing to do with it. You're just gone. You know nothing. Will certain thoughts linger? Yes. Will certain things bother you about it? Potentially. But if it's a strong enough thing, it's just like, we out. So, INFPs are extraordinarily loyal, extraordinarily willing to help, extraordinarily willing to give gifts. We are the types who are willing to give our all, so to speak, because of our passion, which can intimidate people. Don't get me wrong, our passions can so intimidate people. But because we are so willing to, like, if there's a group of people that we're like, yeah, we could be friends with them, let's see. And so we slowly, and like more passion. And truth be told, not a lot of people can handle that. Which is always a little weird when I see fee users stating that INFPs never show emotional support or emotions towards them, because in my mind we are vibrating emotions, like to an intense level. If they truly cared about you, you would feel nothing but emotion towards you, like caring, loving, happiness, anything. Just, it would be, for some people it's too much. And it's why some people will say an INFP is a little intense, because of that passion, because of all those feelings and emotions that just gradually start seeping out that they've been holding in. So this is another reason why it is hard for an INFP to make friends, because a lot of people can't handle that, or for this other people, they might try and take advantage of it and manipulate the INFP, which ends up in horrible situations. But I digress. So the one other thing is that on the side of like what else an INFP does is that we want to be part of your life. But in return, we want you to also be part of our life. If we are the ones who constantly have to do the effort, if we are the ones who have to constantly do everything, if we are the ones who constantly are trying to make it work, we will get burnt out and we'll just be like, well, obviously they don't care about us, and we'll fade away. Now, when I was in school, in college, and even with the youth, it's before I continue, let me say this. It is always awkward to ask an INFP, do you consider us friends? Especially when they don't, because they're like, what do I answer? How do I don't, but, and then they'll just be like, not really, no, I don't. And this is going to be a horrible test for those of you who have INFP friends. Ask them if they consider you a friend. If they hesitate for a long time, they are trying to figure out whether or not they consider you as a friend. And do not be surprised if they suddenly say no. If you ask them, are you trying to be a friend? That answer may change to a yes. If you ask them, how can we become friends, that will once again produce a different answer. So, going back to what I was about to say, because it's irrelevant, when I was in college, a bunch of the school people there asked me, "Do you consider us friends?" Because we all like went home in the same SkyTrain and like we met 5 days a week to go to school, but never outside of school, like ever. And except for like maybe one or two times, and that hardly counted. And so I was like, well, no, not really. And they were shocked. They're like, you don't consider us a friend? Why don't you consider, like, well, do you hang out with me after school? No. Do you talk to me after school? No. Do you hang out with me after school? No. Do you do anything with me that I enjoy? No. How can I consider you a friend? And there was the one person there who was like, no, no, I understand, because you've got like your school friends and then you've got like people who are your actual friends. So she got it, but like it shocked everybody. Once again, dealing with the youth, they're like, I was like, I don't really have any friends. They're like, we're not your friends. I'm like, and they were super shocked. And I'm like, okay, look, I talk to you guys maybe once or twice a week. I bring you lessons. I bring you stuff. I'm happy to do stuff with you. But you guys don't come to me after, the Fridays and the Sundays. You guys maybe only see me once a week or twice. You guys don't really talk to me on a personal level outside of everything. You don't come and hang out with me. We don't go and do anything. You may be a close acquaintance. You may be students, but until you reach that threshold as to what an INFP qualifies as a friend, you're not going to be their friend. And INFPs happen to have higher standards than most. So for those people who think that, oh, you just got to exist and be a person and INFP is going to be your friend, no. An INFP is really easy to get along with, don't get me wrong. An INFP is really happy to just be chill with you and tell you how it is and just be the nice person that they might be. But do not mistake that for an INFP considering you their friend. An INFP is evaluating friendship on a entirely different level, and usually that level often deals with how much you connect to them. If you only connect to them once a day, there's going to be issues. If you only talk to them once a week, there's going to be issues. If you only just see them once a week, there's going to be issues. If you never do anything in return for them, there is going to be issues. Because the INFP is spreading so much into it that if they don't get anything in return, they'll consider it a waste. It's not that they're saying, oh yeah, you should return my gift. That's not it. It's just when the time comes that an INFP would be like, it would be nice to have something, and nothing ever happens, there's going to be a problem. You don't have to go to the extremes an INFP might go through. You don't have to go to the utmost whatever, but there is a set standard that an INFP is looking for, that if you don't do, you're not their friend. If you do not visit them outside of work, outside of school, outside of wherever you usually meet them, they're probably not going to consider you their friend. If you don't go like up to their door frequently enough, they may not consider you their friend. If you never show up, they definitely won't consider you their friend. This is why anybody who says that, oh yeah, it's super easy to be friends with an INFP, you might consider the INFP the friend, but the INFP may not consider you their friend. So just keep that in mind, and keep in mind everything I've said. So if you look at your relationship with INFPs and realize that you only ever talk to them once a week, time to reevaluate that friendship. Just saying. Anyways, that has been today's episode, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.